Hi there. Welcome to Coffee Talk Thursday. I'm Cecilia Manella, and I hop on here every Thursday morning and chit chat a bit about some tips and tricks for mental health wellness. So welcome and thanks for watching this video. Maybe you're watching in a replay, possibly watching in our email or on YouTube. Welcome wherever you're watching. Today I want to chat about intimacy and relationships. So these are for people in relationships, or for those who want to get in relationships, or just want to understand your own sexuality. I'm speaking specifically to women and your sex drive. There's a lot of conversation or goals around increasing intimacy for the new year. So I'm talking about New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, or just ways you want to improve your relationship. And changing how often you're intimate, what that intimacy level looks like, the intensity of it, the connection of it, are all topics that I talk about all day long. And the number one thing that comes up a lot, especially in heterosexual relationships, is female women, their sex drive. There's this story around women not having very high sex drives and that it's really normal. And there's a massive challenge in relationships. So I want you to think about sex drive in a very different way. So I'm going to present you with a different concept around how to see your sex drive, and maybe it will shift your thinking a little bit about how you talk to yourself about it, but how can you talk to your partner about it? Now, our biology is really complicated in so many ways, and so is our sexual drive can be really complicated. And we often compare our sex drive in our 30s and our 40s, or even 50s and 60s, to the way we were when we were in our 20s, or early on in relationships, when relationships are first forming. Now, I want you to think about, there are two components to sexuality and sex drive, and the desire to be intimate with somebody is that there's a gas pedal and there's a brake. So there's a lot of things that are part of the gas pedal. And so these are things that you find that create some desire within you, something that wants you to be intimate with somebody. So these are all the things that cause pleasure for you, is what hits the gas pedal. Now, we often focus on wanting to hit the gas pedal stronger and stronger and stronger. I just want more desire. I just need to do it more often. I need to want to be intimate with my partner. And we focus a lot on the gas. And then the story that gets created from that is like, why can't I have the desire that I used to have? Why do I not want to be intimate as much as I used to? But we don't have a lot of conversation about the break. Now, what causes the break are multiple things, but mostly other things like stress, demands on your time, demands on your mental capacity, your physical capacity, all the things. So I want you to think about all the things that are putting pressure on that break for you. So kids, work, the pandemic, taking care of parents, feeling exhausted, not sleeping, not eating, not moving your body. So all these things that contribute to it, menopause, changes in your body, postpartum depression and anxiety, all these things create a lot of pressure on the break. And when we talk about sexuality, especially with women around sex drive and the desire to be intimate, is we focus a lot on the gas. But I want you to really think about this, that if you had your foot fully, all the pressure's on the brake, it doesn't really matter how much gas you give a car. It's just really not going to move. So instead of focusing on putting more pressure on the gas or trying to increase, trying to move forward that way, I want you to think about, what would it take for you to address the pressure that's on the brake? What would have to happen for you to alleviate some of that pressure off the brake, so you can take some of that brake off a little bit, so the gas actually has an opportunity to do what it needs to do? So sexual desire is a brake and gas situation. So I want you to think about it very differently. And instead of focusing on one thing at a time, I want you to focus on these two pieces, and maybe journal about it. Journal about all the things that actually get you revved up, in the sense that create the gas, what gives you gas in your car, in your sex drive car. What things contribute to that? What do you find attractive, and what do you find sexy, and what do you find that makes you feel desirable? What does your partner or spouse do that gets you into that place, in the sense of revs that engine up a little bit more? And then what are the things that actually contribute to the brake being pushed down? And what are those things? List all the things and look at this list comparatively, and try to understand that this isn't just as simple as wanting to be more intimate all the time, that it can be a little bit more complicated. And addressing the stuff that actually creates more pressure on your gas pedal on your brake pedal, I should say, then it will create a lot more change in your desire instead of always focusing on the gas. So I hope you find this a little bit helpful. Tune every Thursday. I'll share as many tips and trips as I possibly can around mental health wellness. If you have any topics you want to address, you can always hit reply to an email or send a comment on Facebook or on Instagram. And we'd be happy to address some of your suggestions. Hope you have a great day.